Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to the seventh already, Get Up and Go challenge. This is the seventh challenge that we've done under the moniker Get Up and Go to help each and every one of us do just that. Get up and go, get moving. COVID-19 blindsided so many of us, hit us up alongside the head, and for many of us, we were in shock. I know I was in shock the first couple of weeks of the COVID pandemic, sitting around, and not even just sitting around, just paying attention to the media, paying attention to things that I normally don't pay attention to, and surprised and a little dismayed at what was going on and what was happening throughout the world, the entire world, because it is things I'd never seen in my entire lifetime. And I'm pretty old. I mean, I just had a birthday, 61, and I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot of different eras and a lot of different things and experiences in my life. But this was, even for me, an absolute shocker. Now, what I want to do quickly and very briefly on this introductory challenge today is just give you an overview of what you can expect, the expectations, what you can expect, what I'm going to do every day, and what I would invite you to do every day. And I guess my first invitation is, what do you want to get out of this challenge? What are you here for? Why are you here? And you don't need to tell me why you're here, unless, of course, you want to, and I'd love if you'd share that in the comments below. But why are you here? Why challenges? Why this challenge? There are a gazillion challenges going around on the internet right now, or in our lives as well. And I just want to welcome you and say, why challenges number one? Well, challenges I have found in my lifetime, they are the quickest, easiest, fastest, most effective way to transform anything and everything I want in my life. I have done lots and lots and lots of challenges, and I've been doing them more than the last few years with like the other marketing gurus have been using them to market their business. I've been using challenges for everything, every area and every aspect of my life. In 2010, I had a sudden cardiac arrest and realized that since surviving that incident, which is a story maybe we'll talk about more, maybe we won't. But when I survived that incident, woke up in the hospital, I learned a whole lot about myself in terms of what needed to change in my life. Things that I hadn't been paying attention to, but I knew without a doubt they absolutely positively had to change, and they had to change now. And that change was 100% within my control and solely up to me whether those changes were going to happen in my life or not, if I was going to continue to exist. And one of the areas that I challenged myself to do, which was, if you knew me at the time, was like black and white, night and day. Nobody in my life believed I would do it. But I said, I'm going to exercise on purpose every single day for a year. Now, that's a huge challenge, especially for someone who hadn't really exercised on purpose or done anything physical on purpose for at least 2 decades, for probably 2 decades at that point. Might have been just shy of 2 decades, but it was darn close. It was closer to 20 years than it was to 10. So it had been a long time. But I set that challenge for myself. Now, that wasn't the first challenge I set for myself. I have had and set challenges for myself throughout my life that I kind of forgot. In raising my kids, running businesses, and basically running through my life, I forgot that I was a component in my life, and that physically I had to take care of myself. I had to eat right. I had to sleep. I had to drink some water once in a while instead of diet pop and coffee, because I was basically for 15 years living on diet soda, coffee, processed food, and things that weren't good for me. And I knew they weren't good for me, but I didn't realize how bad the life I had created was for me. And we'll talk about that throughout the challenge. We do the best we can with what we've got at any given time. And it isn't until something happens that wakes us up to the possibility of other things. And that's what this challenge is all about. To realize that we can be our own catalyst. We can be the one that notices something in our life and wakes ourselves up to change whatever it is that we want. I've done lots of health challenges. I guess it's not so recent, over a year ago, did a 90-day lower your blood pressure challenge. And I did that predominantly for me because my doctor, my cardiologist had said, you need to go on blood pressure medicine. Your blood pressure is through the roof. And I said, well, is there anything else I can do? And he goes, well, you can try, and then you can look up, study, find different things. There's diet, there's exercise, there's all these things that can lower your blood pressure. And so I went on a 90-day journey, and I brought people right along with me because I wasn't the only one on the planet that wanted to keep my blood pressure down, so I didn't have to take a medication to keep it down. And in that 90 days, I got my blood pressure down to normal and a little bit lower, and it hasn't gone up again since. because I didn't just do it in that 90-day period. I changed my habits and some of the things in my lifestyle and made them habits, replaced not so good habits with better habits to make sure that my blood pressure stays low. And we can do that with anything and everything in our life. We can do it with our business, any aspect of our business that we want to enhance or grow or do better. We can do it with our health. We can do it with our relationships. We can do it with anything. And we're going to go through that. I'm going to show and share a framework with you throughout the challenge that I've been using for decades, and I never had a name for it until COVID came along. I call it the SOAP framework, bar of soap, of course. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down, but we're going to do more than that. We're going to practice it in little bitty steps and pieces every day for the 30 days, little parts of it, little components of this whole framework and process. So by the end of 30 days, you'll have installed this framework automatically into your subconscious. So every time you're faced with a challenge or change, you will just automatically run the little program, just like I do, the SOAP program. Every change, every challenge that comes up, I run the program and I automatically get better results than I would had I not had a process or a purposeful process for doing this. So we're going to do that. Every day, I'm going to share a tool with you that I have used some are relatively new, but most of them for decades. They're not just, I read about this once and I've never done it. These are tools that I have personally used for forever. Like the one that I'm going to share today, our tool is a paper and a pencil, a journal and a pen. I have got journals and pens, all different shapes and sizes, all different colors for different topics and different activities and different things I'm doing in my life. A long time ago, I think it was probably in about 4th grade, I discovered and realized that if my life was living, it was worth recording. And so I became a notorious note and journal taker. This is one for a coaching program that I'm in right now for business skills, because like everyone else, I want to always be getting better at what it is that I do. So our tool is paper and pencil. If you have not personally discovered the power of writing things down, I encourage you throughout at least this 30-day challenge to start doing that. If I ask a question, keep it private. Nobody has to see your notebook or know you're doing this, but keep it private. I like to have smaller ones that I can carry with me. These are perfect because I can just slip them right in my purse. Yes, I have a big purse, but I can have it with me or a journal with me, depending on what I'm working on, what I'm thinking about. The power of writing things down. How often have you had this incredible light bulb idea as you're out shopping or going about your day or on your way to work or something, and then when you 20 minutes later get to a place where you can stop and write it down or think about it, you arrive at work, you arrive at the store, you arrive at home, all of a sudden that idea is totally gone. It was probably $1 million or more idea, but it's gone, poof, into thin air because you didn't capture it and write it down immediately. So I learned to do that a long time ago. So that's our tool today. Every day we're going to have a tool like that. And you're probably thinking, well, geez, I've known about paper and pencil and writing things down for my entire life. Question is, but are you doing it? And I realized in my life, there have been a few periods where I haven't been documenting and keeping notes. Right now, I have vision challenges, so I journal by doing a video log every day about what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world. Normally, I would have just journaled that and kept my notes to myself, but since writing has become a challenge and seeing has become a challenge, it's easier for me to just hop on and do a video log every day, which I'll do that right after I'm done with this challenge. Gonna make a commitment to keep these videos to 10 minutes or less. The lesson part of our challenge will be 10 minutes or less every single day. You can listen to it at your leisure. It'll be recorded and I will save it in the Get Up and Go on the Get Up and Go Challenge page, as well as in the Get Up and Go Challenge group, where you can have more intimate conversations if you so choose. This is going to be, I believe, and I already decided, this is going to be the last free 30+ day Get Up and Go Challenge. This will be the last time that people have access to this. Now, people that have done it before, you who's ever participating now will have lifetime access because I'll give you the link to, and I will keep that group available to you. But other people after today, after this 30-day challenge, I'm taking a couple of weeks and traveling. What comes out of the other side of that, I'm not sure. I created this challenge to give back and to help myself and other people to keep going throughout the COVID pandemic. Now we're a little over a year into that. I guess this would have been the anniversary of our first big month-long shutdown, at least in my neck of the woods. So I wanted to have something that I could keep doing. Somebody asked me, are you going to stop doing challenges? No, challenges are in my blood. I'm not stopping doing challenges. I'm just going to morph and change into something different. What's the next thing we need? We've got a whole lot of us that have gotten up and gone now and gotten moving again. What is the next thing that we need and we're going to do? It's bigger and it's different than just installing the SOAP framework into our subconscious. It's more than that. And practicing doing that. Once we get that automatic, we don't need to focus on that anymore because it's automatic. It's a process. It's a part of us, and we can move on to the next thing. And every day I'm also going to give you an action item. It's not going to be a hard thing. It might be mentally or challenging or hard because you've never done it before, but it's usually going to be applying our tool. So today, our challenge, our assignment, our action item, our homework, whatever you want to call it that makes you feel better about doing it and getting excited about doing it. I call it an action item because I love taking action. I didn't necessarily love homework when I was in school. So our homework today is to ask yourself and share in the comments below, how many challenges have you done? How many challenges in your lifetime, I'm going to make it your whole life, do you think you've done? Give it an estimation. And here's the fun part. You should decide and define what a challenge is to you as part of this. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of days. You're going to really understand your current challenge handling, change handling process, because before we can create what we want, we have to know where we're at. All right, that's it. That is our challenge for today. Share in the comments below your number of challenges that you've personally been involved in. Me, I'm gonna have to think about this because I've been involved in a whole lot of them, and you probably have too, depending on how you decide to define challenges. All right, have an awesome day. Thanks for joining me, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow. Bye.